you, the voice of the beat.
You know what I won't
blaze up.
Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wow, 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 wow. For your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we live. For your boy. For your boy. Also for your boy. Fix it for your boy. Drop it for your wow. Lift it up.
Sorry, girl. How y'all doing? Girl, what's that pick up on my... Oh, that's my hair. Sorry. How y'all doing? Hello. Come on in. Happy Wednesday. It's hump day. I hope y'all humping for the ones who like to hump. Get in here. Come on in. How y'all doing? I hope you guys are having a wonderful day so far. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all already know we got a show going on today, so come on in. Get up in here, okay? You guys, please do me a favor. Just to get the housekeeping out the way, do me a favor, like the video. Please like the video, you guys. Shout out to everybody in the building. If you are new here, welcome. Subscribe to the channel. We do this Monday through Friday. This is the morning Joce. Sometimes it be in the morning, sometimes it be. You feel what I'm saying? But either way, Monday through Friday, we are here. And if you would like to get notified when I go live or upload content, this is where you need to be. So hit that subscribe button and also hit the notification bell so that you will know when I go live. Okay. So also I need you guys to what's the other thing? Oh, housekeeping. I hope you guys are grounding. I hope everybody's going outside, putting your feet to the soil, 15 minutes a day. Take off your watches. If it's a smart watch, any type of thing with Bluetooth, earbuds, phones, put it down for 15 minutes. Even if you got to sit in a chair, just go outside in the yard, put your feet to the soil, not the concrete. Just 15 minutes and just sit there and think and meditate. Maybe take some deep breaths or something. Just sit there and ground. You know what I'm saying? This is going to help you with your decision making. This is going to help you with your problems, your day-to-day issues. It's going to help you with I know for me, I have an issue with patience. It helps me with that. It also helps me to not be so reactive as I was once before. Now, don't get me wrong. He ain't through with me yet. However, since I'm healing and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? I be acting all like, girl, not today, Satan. You see what I'm saying? So y'all get that grounding done. Also, most importantly, please do your genealogy. Genealogy is simply a family tree. We need you guys to understand and know who you are in this American story. This is very imperative in the spiritual battle that we are fighting. We are trying to get back to our rightful thrones, back to our rightful places. And one of the things we have to do here in the 3D, while things are happening in the 5D, or a few things, we have a lot of things we need to do here. However, what I'm saying to you is, while spirit is doing their thing, ancestors are doing their thing, you have to do your part. And your part is to do your genealogy. Find out who you are. Find out who your ancestors are. Let's start uncovering these secrets. Let's start putting belt to ASS when it comes down to who the real owners of this here land. You get it? So please make sure y'all out there doing y'all genealogy. Please, please, please. Please do your genealogy. It don't help me none to do your genealogy. Shout out to FBA in the building. Shout out to all my N-Johns in the building. Y'all already know what it is. Shout out to everybody in the building. Let me tell y'all something. The only difference between an FBA and an N-John or an American Indian is genealogy. Same people. Identity is the only difference. So make sure y'all do y'all genealogy. And if you think I'm lying, do your genealogy and prove me wrong. Hello? Do your genealogy. If you don't find no Indian in your family, then come call up, prove me wrong, and say you're lying, bald head. Say all that. I'm going to let you go off on me. You feel what I'm saying? In moderation. But you know what I'm saying? For the most part, most of y'all got the same stories as far as like as the general story of it all. So please do your genealogy. Again, it's for you, not me. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all like the video, subscribe to the channel. We trying to get the channel. Nope, we will get the channel up to 100K. Okay. And I said what I said. Ken, thank you for the super chat. Says morning, Boo. Y'all better like the video, like our queen said. Okay. Also, how's our favorite little nephew Saint? He right here jingling, baby, eating his snack. I had hurry up and ran and gave him his snack before I came on. I give him a snack because I be on here and he just be sitting there looking crazy. So, but yeah, he's doing fine. Thank you for asking, Ken. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Shout out to everybody in the building. Y'all like the video, please. Aquarius Moon, thank you for being a member for 1 month. Says Vu, you know how I ride for you on both channels. Love everything that you bring light to every day. Thank you so much, and I appreciate your Aquarius Moon. Matter of fact, and this is not just to Aquarius Moon, to each and every one of y'all out here in this chat, man. Y'all really be showing up and showing out for me, and I am so appreciative of y'all. Like, I don't take this stuff, none of this, what I'm doing, I don't take none of this for granted. I don't take none of the support that I get from none of y'all for granted. And I want y'all to know that from me. And that's genuine from the bottom of my heart. I know a lot of people get on here and just look at it as a job. And I'm not going to lie, when I came on, I looked at it as a means to get to another place. But God had other plans. But I'm saying all that to say, I am extremely appreciative of each and every one of y'all, even the haters. Yes, even the rockheads and the haters, even the ones I hate. I appreciate you, raggedy hoes. Yes, I do. So see how that goes? Look at the heart of a Pisces. You see how a Pisces is? The only a Pisces would hate the people that would love the people they hate. You see what I'm saying? Well, now I don't love you bitches. Appreciate. Let me go back. Rewind. Skirt. I don't love none of them hoes. I hate them. But I appreciate them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to me, for having appreciation for the haters. And also shout out to each and every one of you guys. Y'all are nothing short of amazing, okay? Shout out to y'all. Man, we got a show today. Get the likes up on the video. We got a show today. First and foremost, we're going to discuss a character by the name of this Sissy Madison. Oh, sorry. T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison is beefed out again with Jess Hilarious. Now, I'm not going to lie. Jess started it up again. However, it's not even an issue for them to even have issues over. So what happened was, y'all all recall the comment that Snoop Dogg made when he said that he took his grandbaby out to see a Disney movie and 2 female characters in the Disney movie went off and had a baby. And his grandchild asked about the baby. And then he said he didn't come to the movies to have to have that conversation. Well, this Sissy Madison, T.S., she decided that she didn't like that and had a debate on TMZ as to why Snoop shouldn't have something to say. But I told you, T.S. Madison is a mouthpiece. Okay? Remember, none of these movements move without one of us. T.S. Madison don't know she being used. Maybe she do. Maybe she don't care. I don't know. You feel what I'm saying? However, T.S. is being used as a mouthpiece and a muscle for a broader audience that will not appreciate the people who are doing the muscle. Does that make sense? So they're going to use, like they do with all of us black people in America, this is what they do. They're going to use the black people of the community, right? They're going to use those people to push and be the legwork of the movement. But those people who are pushing and doing the legwork won't receive any of the benefits. Now, the people who lead those people, they'll receive benefits, i.e. money, fame, and things of that nature. But the people themselves who are struggling inside of said movement, the black people, would not receive anything from it. And TS is a mouthpiece for the system. We're going to get into it. Her and Jess Hilarious, we're going to get into it because Jess said TS need to mind her business or his business or whatever's business. And they got them going back and forth. It's going down. We're going to discuss that. Also, we got Lil Woody is around here threatening Young Thug. talking about his baby got surgery tomorrow or something, and if the baby don't make it, he crashing out. Lord have mercy, call the FBI. We're going to discuss that. Charleston White, I want to talk about a little bit of what he was at that HBCU that we spoke about yesterday. So Charleston went to an HBCU yesterday or a few days ago and stormed out, and everybody was wondering what happened leading up to it. And I found a little footage that I want to share with y'all of what the conversation was about. And it was actually really productive. So we're going to do that. And my favorite, guess who on the docket, y'all? And I told y'all 2 of them was up this year. I told y'all 2 people. I know what I said. I was there when I said it. When Diddy got his sentence, I said 2 people. I said 3, but 2 right now that I can remember off the cuff is up next this here year. I know what I said. I was there when I said it. There you go. Turley paper. Oh, yeah. He up. Oh, yeah. He up. I hope y'all got y'all popcorn. I hope y'all got everything you need, your Zaya Looker, whatever. Because Turley paper, they have called your number. Yes, they have. Tyler Perry's a victim is doing interviews, baby. Oh, yes. Oh, yes, baby. Tyler Perry's victim, the clear boy, who ain't never acted a day in his life, but came onto the set and made more than all of the black people who had been acting since birth. Oh, yeah. He doing interviews now talking about his experience and how he got in the bed and Turley paper got behind him trying to spoon him and stick something in his boot or something like that. I don't know. I wasn't there. I read the paperwork. We saw it. We gonna discuss it. That's my favorite segment. Whenever Turley paper getting his just due, that's one of my favorite segments. Now my other one is the other TD. Take that. TD Jakes. He up next too. That's why he trying to go sit his old fat ass down. But he up next. God don't sleep. No, we don't. We gonna get into them. And also we gotta listen. We gotta stop. We gotta top everything off with some sort of education. And when I say education, I mean Black American education, because we got to get into the fight. You feel what I'm saying? And the last thing we're going to talk about, clear Arkansas farmers are crying real clear tears. Now, first of all, clears can hardly cry tears. It's a fact. Some of them can, but for the most part, they can't. But the clears in Arkansas are somewhere on bended knee, no boys to men, crying, begging the guards that they serve for tears to come from their eyes, crying because they about to lose their farms. And I say, like Malcolm said. Malcolm said it. I didn't say it. Well, no, I'm going to say it because I feel like Malcolm. Chickens coming home to roost ain't never made me sad. Hell, it only made me glad. So when I see the clears getting they just due, you know I'm going to bring it over here and talk to y'all. We going to enjoy some clear tears today. So y'all come on in, get the likes up on the video, subscribe to the channel again. Like I said, y'all, we got a lot to discuss. It is a hump day. I hope y'all get the humping how y'all want to hump, okay? Hump. You got to get the humping. Hump if you want to hump. If you don't want to hump, don't hump. I'm not giving you no advice. I'm just telling you what day it is, okay? Now let's get into the show. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Before we do that, I seen this video. Remember I said Black people have gifts. I said we, and especially Black Americans are walking around gifted and don't even know it. Remember I told y'all that? I told y'all Black people walking around with gifts and don't know it. Now, first of all, Black people are naturally funny. That's just who we are. We're naturally funny. But I seen this video of this lady, bruh, these old Black women. And when I tell you, if this don't prove to you that we are naturally gifted. So this lady is going to the cemetery and she's got these guests with her. But she's going around the cemetery telling them about all her family that's dead, but they all died from diabetes. Now, if you Black American, you know that's code word for they was all fat. But the way this lady is going to describe this experience or this situation is going to be hilarious, y'all. Like the video, bro. This had me in stitches when I saw this. Check this out.
Local graveyard.
That's my grandfather. He lost to me. Diabetes. Did that. And here is his brother and his wife. Diabetes took over their life.
They died of diabetes.
Diabetes too, and other complications.
So it's pretty much like everybody in your
Yeah,
family.
and oh my God, see, Aunt Teresa just died. Aunt Teresa died. She was so fat.
Why would that lady say that? Aunt Teresa just died. Aunt Teresa just died. She was so fat. Wait, it gets hilarious though. Wait.
She wouldn't do what the doctor said either. She ate and ate and ate.
She died of being overweight then.
She died for obesity, diabetes, kidney failure. What you call gangrene?
Gangrene.
When she pulled off that boot off of her foot, you couldn't imagine the smell. It stinks so bad. I was in there, what is that smell? And the nurses had to put masks on his feet, and it was still in there. It was her feet that rotted. She let that happen to herself.
Does that thought not absolutely petrify you?
Yes. When I knew she died and I saw her in the casket, I'm like, Diane, start today. Don't you gonna be looking like Aunt Teresa in that casket.
Mm-hmm.
But later, when I saw food, I forgot told about Aunt Teresa.
Yeah.
She said she looked down in the casket and saw Aunt Teresa and said, Diane, start today. Do not end up like Aunt Teresa. That lady said as soon as she got to the repast and saw the food, hell, she forgot about Aunt Teresa. Do you know how black you gotta be? Listen, because that's me. I'll be looking like, yeah, I cannot. Bitch, get me rounded. Girl, all right, girl. I forgot. That lady said she got to the food and forgot about Aunt Teresa. That's so bad.
And I'm still eating the food, getting good to me and getting good to me and getting good to me. So I totally forgot about what Aunt Teresa died.
Yeah.
In the local graveyard.
That lady said I started eating the food and I totally forgot about what Aunt Teresa died from. Oh, Aunt Teresa, she was so fat. Could you imagine that funeral? Bruh, I would love to be at that funeral. Man, that repast, oh my God. That family is unintentionally funny. I would love to be at that funeral and that repast. I know that repast was at somebody's house. They didn't rent no hall. Their repast was at somebody's house in the backyard. I wanted to be at their repast. Man, I got my change of clothes with me. I got my church clothes for the funeral. I got my change of clothes in the car for the repast. Yeah, I need to be at, and I know the food was good. Girl, please. The biggest day is, and Aunt Teresa, girl. Hell, I'd have forgot about Aunt Teresa too. Shit. Let me get around the food. Put me by the buffet. Hell with Aunt Teresa. I'm in line with my plate. Girl, please. That was hilarious. Y'all, I just wanted to share that with y'all to make y'all laugh before I make y'all upset. So let's move on. I'm going to make y'all upset, then make y'all laugh again. So, okay. Now, this other honorable mention that I wanted to give to you guys. Do you guys remember the girl we spoke about yesterday who was shot in the face by her baby daddy friend? Her baby daddy's baby mama. Remember we talked about it yesterday? Let me share the screen. So more stuff has come out. And first of all, I was right about this whole back and forth between them being about the man, the baby daddy. Let me give y'all a few backstory because I did a little more digging. So what happened was this young lady at the bottom in the photo with the red, her name is Ramika. She has a baby by the guy in the black hat. They have a kid together. He was now or no longer with Ramika and is now with this new girl. That's the one in the white. Allegedly, she just had a baby. I think the baby is like 5 or 6 months. Don't get to quoting me on that. It's not important. Ramika, the young lady at the bottom, went down to the schoolhouse to drop off her son or her kid. When she gets there, an argument ensues between her and either the baby daddy and his new girlfriend or baby mama, or her and the baby mama. Long story short, the baby daddy, according to witnesses, get in the middle or somehow ends up restraining or holding the girl. Some people are saying that he had Ramika in the headlock. Some people were saying that he was holding her. And as he was holding her, his new baby mama, that's the one in the white, she goes to a car, retrieve a gun, comes back from the car and shoot Ramika in the face, killing her on sight. Well, killing her instantly or killing her eventually. I'll say that. Now when the police arrived, she was hollering about she has a concealed carry weapon. Some people feel like the baby daddy should be arrested. And my thoughts are these. I feel like this. If the police thought that the baby daddy was holding or restraining this girl in order for her, the new baby mama, to retrieve that weapon, trust and believe he would have been arrested. Apparently, something at the scene dictates or states that that wasn't the case, that he may have been, and I don't know, maybe later it'll come out that he was holding the girl for his new baby mama to go get a gun. I don't know. But what I'm saying is, when a lot of people were calling for his arrest, you got to understand how things happen in the midst of an argument. He could have been holding her or choking her or restraining her, not knowing that the girl was going to the car to get a gun. Or he couldn't felt like maybe she going to get a gun, but couldn't have believed or thought or imagined she would shoot the girl in the face. I don't know. Things escalate. Maybe he did know. I'm not the one, but I'm telling you, for the people who were asking why it was that he wasn't arrested, what I'm saying is apparently the police didn't find evidence to arrest him. As of now, who knows what will happen later? Well, so I told you guys on yesterday when we covered this story, I said, I don't know anything about these people, and I didn't. I had just seen the story on Instagram and decided to come on over here and share it with y'all. But what I did tell y'all was I knew for a fact it was all to do about the nigga. Not because I know them personally, but because I know people. I know my people and I know our situations. So often women will get into it and want to tear each other down. I've heard of women shooting each other, paralyzing each other, killing each other behind these niggas. And I never understand it. Now, don't get me wrong. I am not above reproach. When I was 19, 20 with my ex-husband / baby daddy, was I out in the streets fist fighting with that nigga? Hell yeah. That was when I was young, dumb, full of cum, and didn't know no better though. You see what I'm saying? So I'm not even giving or trying to drag nobody for having life situations. What I'm saying is we have to start practicing emotional intelligence and also situational intelligence, because if you got to get into an argument and your first thought or even any thought is to go and grab a gun, then you don't need to have none. You see what I'm saying? And unfortunately, both of these women have lost their lives because one is in the grave and the other one is in jail to hardly ever, if ever, see the light of day again. Now, this baby she just had, if she were to ever see him again, heavy on the if. That baby that's in her belly in this picture, if she were to ever see him again, that baby will have babies. If God grants her another opportunity to grace freedom. And the only people lose are the children. And in this situation, who walks away scot-free? The nigga. And a lot of this stems from a lot of women would rather hold other women accountable than hold themselves and the nigga they laying up with accountable. And that has to stop. It's going to be more and more of this. Because this is 2025. Back when I was growing up, I didn't have to worry about getting into a fight with a girl and a girl shooting me. At worst, I had to worry about getting jumped. I heard rumors and stories about some girls getting stabbed, but that was at worst. I didn't have this to worry about growing up. If I got into a fight somewhere, it was a fight. If I won, I won. If I lost, I lost. Oh, well. Today, it ain't like that. People ain't like that. It's a bunch of adults walking around with unhealed childhood trauma, and they all taking it out on everybody else instead of looking in the mirror and going within and fixing themselves. And I'm saying that to all three of these individuals. even the one that's deceased. And I'm telling it to you because I had to tell it to me, and I had to go through it my damn self, and still in the process of healing. I ain't telling you nothing that I'm thinking. I'm telling you what I know because I'm going through it as we speak. A bunch of adults walking around with unhealed trauma. That's most Americans, especially adult Americans, especially Black Americans. But we don't want to have that conversation yet. Okay? No judgment. I was once there and I'm still trying to dig my way out of it. No judgment. I'm just trying to give you a message. Now, back to the story. The babies are the only ones that suffer because now none of them gonna have a mama. None of them. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I have a sister who died in childbirth, who left behind 2 kids. I ain't in their shoes, but I've witnessed what it's like to not know who your mama is, to know of her, to have photos of her, to hear stories about her, but don't have no memory or connection of her. And in this situation, it's all because of choices these 2 women made because they would not because they would not heal their childhood traumas. Now, I'm going to leave it there. Let's get into the story. Now, these girls, Ramika lost her life, unfortunately, and she put out this post a few days before this whole thing blew up. So apparently, Ramika and the baby daddy was still trying to, I guess, go back and forth with Ramika, but he's still with his new girl. And then you know how I go. The new girl probably feel like, bitch, you just trying to take my nigga. You know how I go. You know I'm with him now. It's about respect. Everybody checking everybody except the people who need to be checked. And this is what she posted a few days prior to to being killed. She says, how long did it take a baby daddy to get over his first baby mama? Asking for myself because this nigga got to get off my DICK and be a dad. Can I stop and say when women talk about suck my D and get off my D, that is the most masculine, unfeminine, uncool, uncute, unbeautiful, unwomanly, ungirly, it's just dirty and ugly. It reminds me of spitting. Or walking on the ground with no shoes on. It's just disgusting. I just wanted to throw that in there. Sorry. Because I'm so tired of seeing the younger suck my dick. It bad enough some of y'all look like TS's. Don't be telling people that. Let's move on. This is nothing to the young lady. So it goes on to say, and be a dad. I'm tired of getting popped up on at my job and school, ready to get fought on. Nigga, go fight them other bitches. So apparently he was popping up at her job, probably still wanted to go back and forth with her, mess with her. You know how I go. And when she didn't want to deal with him, when she wanted to deal with him, but when she didn't, it was a problem. Now I got to come pull up, fight you. Y'all know how I go, toxic relationships. She says, I'm effing a million niggas and disrespectful. B, I'm such a hoe, but don't want you on my mama G. You don't have my number or address. I'm tired of you playing with my name on me. Mr. Always say I'ma do or buy my son some and don't. I'm finna start eating you up, bitch. Hate my baby mama or my baby mama. Yeah, BM man. I guess she meant to say BD. I don't know. But that was the first message. Now, mind you, she seemed to be very sweet to her child, this lady, Ramika. She seemed to be very, very sweet to her child because she wrote her child a beautiful letter on the first day of school. But let me just say this. That relationship that all 3 of them in were extremely toxic. And I'm not judging. I have been in 3-way toxic relationships. Most of us have. But we have to start healing so we can get that out of the way. Because like I said, it's not like 20 years ago. All you had to worry about was running across the girl and getting into a fight. Getting jumped maybe if she with her cousins and her friends. People are losing their lives behind silliness. The one who shot the girl, Ramika, she won't get a night's sleep. Not one. Not a good one. None of them in this situation will. This is sad. It's sick. It's sad. And I really hate that this happened. And I hope people can learn from this. Girl, it ain't worth it. It really ain't. It ain't worth losing your life being away from your kids. And that's another thing. Stop putting that manifestation out there about I go to jail behind mine, I die behind mine. Start living behind your kids instead of dying behind them. Start living behind them. Start speaking positive affirmations about your children and about your situations. Start saying, instead of I'll die for mine, I'll live for mine. And if that means me sacrificing my life, then oh well. Start, it helps you with how you deal with everyday life. Let's move on. Now, I saw off the somber note, back into more of a, I'll go back into more of a funny note. I did not know Kai Cenat had Marlon Wayans on the stream, and it seemed from these clips that they made that it was hilarious. Y'all check this out.
You got a really nice place. All I kept thinking was, how I'm gonna rob him. Thank you, baby. Wow. I didn't kiss in the lips. It wasn't the lips. You know how many of your sisters I would have fucked, nigga, when I was your age? Nigga, I would have had all your sisters pregnant. Everybody, take your drawers off and see who got doodle stains in their drawer. Let's go. Dad, what's up? Now, you want to talk about my hairline. You funny. That's your future. Put in them pop and make them go bop, 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 bop. Let's do it on the beat. What else? Let's pull out our meat. Breaking up on this motherfucking bang. Gang bang. Action! Time out. You can't be tough with a nipple out. Nigga, put your motherfucking, put that nipple out.
Oh, these balls are so little and cute.
That's the last thing a nigga want to hear. You got a really nice place. All I kept thinking was,
when I tell you, I don't watch streams, but Marlon Wayans feels like the uncle that all the nieces and nephews can't wait come to the house. Like, and I mean from the little bitty ones to the teenage ones to the ones that's in their 20s. Like, everybody can't wait to see this uncle. This nigga is naturally funny, hilarious, gifted. It looked like they had a great time. I love this for them. I'm showing you this because everything is education. I find education, right? In everything. I told you celebrities have no value anymore. Shout out to Marlon Wayans and the Wayans, but celebrities have zero value anymore. Let me explain. The value has gone down from celebrities to streamers. Streamers are the new celebrities. Streamers have broader reaches, bigger audiences, and for some odd reason, not for some odd reason, because of the way technology works, they reach people faster and quicker, right? So a person like Kai Cenat can get some of your biggest, famous, craziest celebrities to see him and be like, yo, can I come on your stream? And it's so asinine to me when I see it. It's to the point Kai Cenat has had celebrities come to him and be like, bro, you acted like you didn't know who I was. Can you go back on your stream and tell them you know me? And I'm like, nigga, what? What the, like, that's how big these new streamers are. And the reason that is because celebrities are no longer a thing. Celebrities don't exist no more. They literally don't exist. And I saw this video. I thought I shared it, but there was this video of Kai. Here you go. And here's proof of that. And I'm telling you this because this is what I know. And this is another reason to detach your energy from these celebrities. They don't have no value, no way. Their value is only in the ones in their fan base. And I said what I said. As far as celebrities go in 2025, outside of their fan base, nobody else cares. The only value your favorite celebrity have lies within you. But the rest of us don't care. I'm just telling you now, celebrity ain't celebrities no more. They just regular people. They ain't got no value no more. Some of them, the ones who do still have money, that's all they got. Ain't no more celebrity. Gone are the days of the celebrity. The celebrity days are done. Watch Kai Cenat when he walk up on Birdman. Now, mind you, Birdman since the 99 and the 2000, when Kai Cenat was shitting yellow. And watch the interaction between Birdman and Kai Cenat. Check it out.
You better scream me, nigga. The fuck that you got going on?
How you doing? You good?
Very proud of you.
What's good, yeah. Appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you, broski. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you.
One day, I'm gonna come on your shit.
For sure. Say what's up real quick. They right here. Yeah. Appreciate you, bro.
What's up, man? All right.
Birdman.
You better scream me, nigga.
Birdman fanned out on him. I want to come on your shit, man. Stream this, stream me. And Birdman and Kai is just an example that I'm using to show you. Listen. Your favorite celebrities, they're not celebrities anymore. They only hold value in the fan base, right? And these streamers are going to take over because they're young, they're dumb, and easily controlled. See, this is not done by mistake. This is done by design. The powers that be want to get rid of all those Hollywood celebrities. I've been told y'all about this, and they want to come forth with these new streamers because in their mind, they're new children. They're easier to control. You can't teach an old dog new tricks. So what you're seeing is a transformation of power, a transformation of celebrity from the people who once was to the future. Okay? Now, what the powers that be are banking on is that these children are stupid and dumb. And they'll just continuously be able to control them, keep the youth engaged in this stuff, continue to keep these cycles of debauchery and these cycles of idiocracy and dangerousness and all these horrible things in our communities. They're going to keep it going through our children. I'm telling you the game plan. Unless we intercept and take control of our own children and we start parenting and stop allowing the system to. But that's not the here nor there. The point I'm making is this. Kai Cenat is the nigga now. Okay? Very few quote unquote celebrities are even still celebrities or even have that power or status. The streamers are the new celebrities. And this is going to be bad for our generation because we don't give a damn about no streamers. We're not going to see the big woo-ha about this whole thing. But apparently, it won't matter because it's not about us. It's about attacking us through the children. We got to get our children back under our control and not under the control of the system because they're going to use streamers like Kai Cenat, DDG, and all these other streamers to literally control your children. Mark my words. Let's move on. Now, this is the last thing, and I got to move on. I talked to my baby, y'all. I talked to her last night about the Young Boy concert. I said, girl, I was on the chat, on the live, and they said, I seen Young Boy come out the concert in a doggone casket. Was you in the audience when he came out in the casket? And I squinted my eyes as I closed them because I didn't want to hear my child say she was stuck in the audience when that nigga came down there cascading like a goddamn devil. And do you know what my child said? Was I there? Oh my God. I mean, I didn't really care for the casket, but just his presence, it felt unreal. I said, Lord have mercy. I got to go get a pint of holy water and sprinkle it on my baby. Lord, NBA Young Boy done got my child. My baby done got on here, done came on this phone and told me it was an out-of-body experience. They got my child. They got her. They got her. They got her. Girl, I said, what? Talking about, no, you don't understand. You don't understand. It was surreal. It was like, I couldn't believe. I was like, oh, Lord, they got her. I had to immediately go into prayer. I did. I said, Lord, he got my child. Lord, release her soul, Lord. Please. Y'all, we got to do something with these children. Now, my child is 22, so I can't tell her she can't go. If she was 17, I would forbid her to go to the concert. And this ain't the first time I done forbid her to go to concerts. I did that with Miley Cyrus. See, my baby used to be in love with Hannah Montana. But when Miley got old and got on that shit and started going around twerking and draws, she had a concert in New Orleans, and my baby started banning up there and said, Mama, please, can we go, please? I said, baby, we can't go to that concert, baby. That ain't Hannah. That's Miley. You not old enough to know that girl. We can't go to that concert. That's when she was coming through like a wrecking ball. See, if she was younger, I would have told her she can't go no more. But she's 22. I can't tell her what to do. But Lord, I've been praying. He got her, Lord. He got her. He got her. Y'all keep my child in y'all prayers, Lord. Keep her in your prayers. I couldn't believe that girl said it was so, she lit up. Oh, it was surreal. It was what? It felt out of body, girl. And all I could think in my head was this nigga cascading from the sky in a casket. I said, Lord, please go get me. I want to go to the hookah store and see if they sold holy water, girl. See if I could sprinkle a little on the door seal or something. I don't know. I ain't know what to do. I didn't know. You know what I'm saying? Girl, please. Do they sell holy water at the hookah shop? Girl, I don't know. They sell everything else. Shit. I don't know. Let's get into the show, girl. Let's get into the show. My nerves was bad after that, girl. My nerves was bad. Let's get into the show. Now, let's start on Little Woody. Little Woody. Now, Little Woody and Thugger is beefing. And it's solely because, according to Lil Woody, Thug been playing with him. Now, let's get into it. Now, y'all know Young Thug and Woody been having their issues and things of that nature. Now, Young Thug and Woody was on trial for murder. Woody ended up telling, Thug seemingly didn't tell, and everybody called Woody a snitch. Woody took the jacket, and he was like, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, I just be the snitch. Cool, I'll be the snitch. He wore the snitch jacket, and then we find out later that Young Thug was never really a thug. He was actually a biatch, but I've been told y'all that. Neither here nor there. And we also find out he's a chatty patty. He likes to run his dick suckers. You feel what I'm saying? So, what's the boy name? Oh, Thug. Thugger, after it came out that he done dragged everybody and their mama, he went on this podcast and he went to dragging for Woody. Talking about Woody this, Woody that nigga a rat. He would have said this. He would have said that. Now, mind you, Woody was the muscle. Woody was the killer. And one thing I learned about killers in the crew, they're the slowest ones, but their temperaments are very fickle. You don't want to really, mess with them too much, because you never know how they feel. They don't even know how they feel. You know what I'm saying? But either way, after that interview, Woody was going out here responding, saying stuff. I kind of was listening, but wasn't really listening. I don't really involve myself in street politics. But since we here. And then I don't know what happened last night. But baby, Woody came live after Thug did that interview and went to dragging him. Baby, Woody came live and said, my baby going into surgery tomorrow. He said, if my baby make it out, nigga, I'ma spare you. He said, but if my baby come out and she crying, if she cough, if she squint her eyes, he said, Thug, I'm on your ass. And I ain't gonna hold you. I took it seriously. You see what I'm saying? So let's get into the threat by Little Woody to Thugger. Now, Thugger was once the hitman for Woody was once the hitman for Young Thug. Now the hitman is now turning on the hit maker, I guess. I don't know. Let's get into it.
You know what? I'm real pissed off. Because tomorrow my daughter got to get surgery. And God knows the Lord he gonna pull her through. He gonna protect her. But if my daughter wake up and she cry and I hear her cry, dude, your ain't gonna be mine, boy. And you know what? I'm real pissed off. Because tomorrow my daughter got to get surgery. And God knows the Lord he gonna pull her through. He gonna protect her. But if my daughter wake up and she cry and I hear her cry, dude, your ain't gonna be mine, boy.
You know what this reminds me of? When Cat Williams said all lies will be exposed. See, the internet and the powers that be made you think Thug was the real hitman. Thug was the real muscle. Thug was the real thug. But the real people behind the scenes who's working to make that image are the people that Thugger should have been making sure he take care of. Because what it looks like now is that the very people that Thug had just off to the side, nobody paid attention to, are now able to come to the forefront and rear their heads and show you who's who and what's what. Because see, it's one thing when you got money, but you got power too. When Thug, before this case happened in Atlanta, he had money and he had power. See, it's different when you have money, but you also have power, meaning he was able to make calls, do whatever he needed to do, say what he never say whatever he needed to say, have people go how he wanted them to go. And it went like that because he was like a king where he was. He has been stripped of his kingdom. So now without Thug's kingdom, where's his protection? It kind of reminds me of that question asked a while ago or years ago or whatever ago. It said, would you rather love or respect? Is it love or respect? Yeah, I think it's respect or loyalty. Yeah, respect or loyalty or something like that. And people pick either or, but the reason I would say respect is because respect is something that is in that's something. Respect, when someone respects you, it takes a lot for them to lose that. You see what I'm saying? And respect is something that's more internal. Loyalty is more of an action. Like, oh, as long as you do for me, it's more transactional. Loyalty is very transactional. As long as I feel like it's reciprocal, I'm loyal. But respect is more innate. It's more internal. You see what I'm saying? And people who respect you will be loyal to you. They will love you. You see what I'm saying? Respect kind of breeds all those things. I'm saying all that to say Thug had a lot of loyalty around him, but he had no respect. See, the niggas probably had respect and they showed respect because of who he was, the king sitting amongst his kingdom. But now that he's stripped of his kingdom, the same niggas at the bottom, them same pit bulls, them same piranhas at the bottom that you was using to sick on everybody else, they don't mind ripping your head off too. Because now that, listen, you got to keep in mind, the veil isn't just lifted in front of our eyes, it's lifted in front of their eyes too. You see what I'm saying? So, in my opinion, Thug is still off the high of having his kingdom. Thug got out of jail, and even though he looks around in the physical and don't see his kingdom, in Thug's subconscious and in his mind, he still thinks he has the protection of the kingdom. But what he doesn't understand is the powers that be, the ones who gifted him said kingdom, has taken that kingdom back. And that kingdom came with protection. And that also came with loyalty and respect. You don't have that amongst nobody. That is what the powers that be wanted to do. This is what they set out to do. This is chess, not checkers. Y'all got to catch up. This is what they wanted. It's working flawlessly. Thug walked right into the plan. And they're going to let y'all take each other out. But at the end of the day, Thug, the system won't lose because either you die or go to jail, or Woody die or go to jail. Either way, they get money off you niggas. You see what I'm saying? But the facade of the celebrity is over. It's done. Whatever you think of your favorite, erase that shit. Because we are in a season where all lies will be exposed. And I'm sorry to say it to y'all who have your favorite celebrity. You have been living under a lie. What you believe about these people are not true. What you think about these people are not true. I don't give a damn if you got pictures with them, if you hung out with them. They are not who you think they are. You are seeing characters. But in the age of Aquarius, all lies will be exposed. All veils will be lifted. Welcome to this episode of Scooby-Doo. You know, at the end of the episode, when they pull off the mask and they go, oh, it's Detective so-and-so, or oh, it's the plumber, or oh, it's the yeah, that's the age we in. Get used to it. You get it? Now, with that being said, Thug, if I was you, I'd just go lay down. I ain't gonna hold you. If I was Thug, I I ain't gonna hold you. You can't even get into a back and forth with this nigga on the internet. That's how much of a gag order they have on this nigga Thug. You can't even get into it with a back and forth on the internet with this nigga. So if I was you, I'd go lay down somewhere else. And Woody, he seemed like the look in his eyes, especially the one that's white, he ready to crash out. He been ready to crash out. I think Woody is on borrowed time anyway, as far as his saving and being saved. Woody, he need a reason. So if I was Thugger, I would politely pull up a chair. No, I would politely pull back a cover or a blanket and go lay down. I'm telling you now. Everybody ain't playing. Everybody ain't playing. Okay? Y'all, get the likes up on the video. That's all I got for that. If I was Thug, I'll go sit down somewhere else. Okay, let's move on. Let's move on. Now, girl, let's get into, who we want to go to next? Let's get into Turley Paper. Turley Paper, you up next. Tyler Perry, a.k.a. Turley Paper. I call him that because his movies is trash. He's trash. Everything he do is trash. And I really don't like him because my people think that he's of them. He got my people believing that he is for them. So you want to know what I have against Tyler Perry? You want to know why I don't like Turley Paper? He got too many of my people under a trance, and I hate that. It bothers me. He like a pastor or a preacher. And every time I think about him, especially when he put out the whack-ass TV shows or when he put out that whack-ass movies that he be putting out, and I be seeing all them black women all giddy and excited to go see that shit, it make me hate him even more. I can't stand Turley Paper. Now, if anybody ever wanted to know why I don't like him, that's why I don't like him. And I'm standing on that. I don't give a damn where you from. You feel me? Now, let's get into it. Now, I told y'all this nigga didn't mean y'all no good. I told y'all that. I know what I said. I was there when I said it. I told y'all when I read them court documents that Turley Paper don't mean nobody black no good. Bad enough, they told me when he first opened the goddamn studio, he was running up paying them people $5 an hour, allegedly. Okay? Now, as it pertains to this, Turley Paper has the Turley Paper Studios. Okay? Let me give you the backstory. Turley Paper takes his entire days and nights and time to figure out all the ills, wills, woes, and negative parts of the black woman and how to monetize off it. Not only do he figure out how to monetize off it, he figures out how to get them to accept him monetizing their abuse. The nigga's kind of a genius, if you ask me. Because it's working flawlessly. But I know why it's working flawlessly. He went and attacked a very vulnerable group of our black American people. The black woman inside the church. That's the most sensitive, most vulnerable person in our community. The black woman inside the church. Can we talk? A black man is the most dangerous thing to a black woman inside the church. I'm going to say it one more time. Because I don't want that to go over none of y'all head. A black man is the most dangerous thing to a black woman inside of a church. Okay? And let me tell you why I say that. The church teaches you a masculine Western way of thinking. God, the husband, the family, the kids. In theory, nothing's wrong with that. But with the men inside these congregations, and I'm getting the Turley Paper because this is the same thing he do with his movies. I'm going somewhere. Follow me, camera. So what happens is they get these women inside of these churches, and because they preach this and embed this in these women's brains, these women subconsciously, not in your conscious, I'm talking about the subconscious, the shit that really run the show. Subconsciously, they look at these men in these positions as gods. Now, if you tell them that, they would windmill on you and say you a damn lie. You don't know what you're talking about. But watch the behavior of these women. This is why these pastors could come out and be slept with the boys, slept with the girls, cheated on their wives. And what do the women do? They act as shields to protect him. Oh, he's an imperfect man. How dare? This is what the men inside of the black woman's head that reside in the church do. That's why I don't like men in churches. This is why I hate pastors. I understand the game. You may not see it, but I see it. So don't act like, oh, Vu, you just hate everybody. That's what you know, or that's how you feel until you understand why. Yeah, I do hate all celebrities. When you start to understand me and learn me, you'll get it. Yeah, I do hate most pastors. I don't hate all pastors. I hate most pastors. I do believe there are some pastors who are genuine, but I hate most pastors. I hate all mega pastors, every single one of them. Absolutely. Because I understand what the mental manipulation game they playing. Now back to this. Inside the church, they are able to mentally manipulate these women and give them their time, their energy, their money, and any and everything they want. And they take advantage of these women. Toilet Paper decided to use the same route, but with a different car. What Toilet Paper did was, I'm going to go get these same women, and instead of preaching to them, I'm going to entertain them. I'm going to sell them the same rotten fish, but I'm going to package it differently. So what Toilet Paper did was go into the church selling them whack-ass, dry-ass plays, and the older women loved it, but he was very strategic at what he did. He targeted that older black woman audience, that very loyal black female audience who he know once he get them on their team, he'll never have to worry about them. He targeted that audience, targeted their issues, targeted the stuff that they love, they hated, and he has been off to the sunset ever since. Toilet Paper is no different from a pastor. That's all you see him hanging around. That's why all his movies, all his shows, everything rely around God. You think it's because he's a godly man. No, he's packaging a sale. He's selling something to his audience. It ain't for me. I'm not a churchgoer. I don't sit inside nobody's church on Sundays. So his audience ain't me. It's the people who already under mental manipulation from the pastor. He just coming in on the side. I hope I'm making sense to y'all. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense to y'all. Because I have a way of thinking and I be trying to get it out my brain and get it to y'all the way I see it in my head. Put a 1 in the chat if I'm making sense to y'all. The point I'm making is this. Tyler Perry is just as egregious, just as horrible, just as disgusting as them 2-bit shark-ass pastors. He is a demon. He is a disgrace. He is a cancer to Black America. So when you want to know why I don't like Toilet Paper, and I say Toilet Paper, this is why. I see it different. My eyes is different. Okay? Now, back to where we were. He shows us who he is every time. Now, what Toilet Paper does, he's very smart, very strategic. What he does is he finds our favorites and he put them up on this pedestal. Now, this is what we call posturing. So he'll get the Taraji P. Hensons, or he'll get the, what's that old lady who was in the movie who passed? Y'all know the old lady. She been in buku movies, dark-skinned lady. She was married to another celebrity. He get all of those older Black women and he put them up on these pedestals and he pay them all this money and he shows you, oh, how I adore these Black women. But Cicely Tyson, that's her name, Cicely Tyson. Thank you guys, Cicely Tyson. That's who I'm talking about. He put these women up on these pedestals, but these are what we call spoofs that sat by the door. These are postures. These are advertisements. Because the average Black woman in Toilet Paper's midst ain't getting treated like that. Because the fact of the matter is, in my opinion, Toilet Paper don't like Black women. He's seen a sucker and licked it, okay? And he shows you in his behavior all the time. Now, one thing I noticed in this lawsuit with this man, now there's a clear man that Toilet Paper hired. Mind you, he was gifted. Let me not say that, because I feel like he was gifted. But he was referred to him by another man who's a party planner. It seems to me like some Jeffrey Epstein shit. Like y'all running a whole sex ring around there. Neither here nor there. See, he was referred to by another person to be some type of event coordinator or something, but it turns out he ended up hiring him on the set of the Toilet Paper Studios or one of them shows, because I don't watch and read none of them. Okay, and he ended up having this man promoted, so much so his salary was 3, 4, 5 times those of the actors who had been on the show years and who had years of acting. And mind you, this clear man ain't never acted a day in his life. But the caveat to this was Toilet Paper was poking him in the booty after the shows. And the mere fact that that nigga made all his money, all his livelihood, this nigga a whole billionaire, and he made everything he got off the backs of black women, off of manipulating black women. And you go get you a white boy toy and bring him on a cast and then pay him more than the black women who've been in there suffering and scraping with you, you boxhead nigga. You want to know why I don't like toilet paper? That's why I don't like toilet paper. And guess what? Like I say, the chickens are coming home to roost, and that ain't never made me sad. It always made me glad. So here we go. Now the clear man is suing toilet paper, but he has decided to go out and get in front of this and put his face out. And now he's doing interviews talking about all the ills and wills and all the things toilet paper was around there doing to him. And guess what I'm going to do? Blast it. You want to know why? Because I want to wake up some of my people who under this spell of toilet paper. Okay, so let's get into it. Let's get into it. Now here's the first one. The first interview he did when he was talking about toilet paper climbing in the bed with him. And listen, this one thing we learned, and I know some of y'all don't want to hear it, but this it kind of didn't shock me, but it did. Toilet paper's a top, not a bottom. Oops, let's get into it.
You explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. And I jumped up out of bed. Unless someone's been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't really understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment.
Can you explain that first alleged incident?
I got into bed and then I noticed that he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg.
Derek Dixon, an actor who appeared on Tyler Perry's hit series The Oval, is taking his $260 million lawsuit against the media mogul to national TV. In a new interview with ABC's Lindsay Davis, Dixon recounts the alleged first incident. Get your popcorn, pull up your chairs, because toilet paper up next. I got into bed and then I noticed he climbed into bed with me as well and started rubbing my leg. I jumped out of bed, Dixon said, adding, unless someone has been through something where they have their control over their bodies taken away, you don't understand the kind of feelings that you get in that moment. Dixon's lawsuit filed in June accuses Toilet Paper and Toilet Paper Studios of quid pro quo, workplace sexual harassment, and sexual assault and battery. Perry's camp has dismissed the claims as a scam. It ain't no scam. I believe everything he said. Yay. I believe everything he said. Toilet Paper is a billionaire. He's a mogul. He feel like he can have whatever he wanted. And he seen that pink meat and he said he wanted a bite. So he took a bite out of crime. Now, I ain't going to hold you. Do I feel like the clear man just laid up there and got his coin and gave Tyler Perry a little booty? Yeah. But do I feel like he lying right now? Absolutely, a little bit. But I don't care. It's Toilet Paper turn. And let me tell you something. The universe is doing this thing. I'm not going to get in the way of it. I'm just going to report the news. I told y'all, when the powers that be get to whipping they slaves, you stand out the way. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That ain't got nothing to do with you. That's they slaves. If they want to beat they slaves, we got to stand out. We got to stand back. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And the system is beating they slave. You thought Toilet Paper was going to go off into the sunset with that $1 billion? Girl, bye. Never. I told you, nobody in Black America leaves with that money and that fame and that fortune. You might leave with your fame because they can't take that. But money, yeah, nah. They don't let you leave with no money because it's temporary. It's not even real. It ain't even real. Okay. Is this a different clip? Let me see. This might be a different clip. Hold on. Of the Nahino brother of the clear man probably sending there to take toilet paper money, dummy.
You're asking in your lawsuit for damages totaling $260 million. How did you arrive at that number?
Part of that number is my lost job, my lost income, the loss of the show. The other part of that is
the audacity. This nigga suing for loss of income. First of all, sir, you wasn't even supposed to be getting paid what you shouldn't even been hired. But my boy said, if you say you're going to give me what you're going to give me, you're going to keep giving it to me. He said he's suing for loss of income, as you should. My bad. Go ahead.
A deterrent for, how do you stop a billionaire who won't stop themselves from doing this?
What would justice look like for you?
Justice would look like thinking that I've made a change and that something like this won't happen to another actor that works for him or another actor in the industry. That would be justice for me.
Stop the cap, sir. You was a sugar baby. Toilet paper was your sugar daddy. You didn't mind giving up a little bouquet as long as he was paying your bills and upping your salary. Don't get on here talking about you trying to stop for future victims and all of that. You don't care about none of that. Stop with all of that, Mr. Clear Man. That's a lie. And you told it with a straight face. That's a lie. You don't give a damn about the next one coming behind you. Y'all gotta listen. Y'all gotta be patient with the clears. And you gotta understand when they be lying. That cracker lying like a dog. He lying down. Yeah, they on your ass, toilet paper. They on your ass. They on your ass, nigga. Oh, yeah, it's his turn. Let me tell you something. You gotta, to be a billionaire, you gotta be an evil, dirty, dark mother plucker. And I hope that this here brings out everything. I want to know it all. Yeah, because I want to come back and tell y'all I told y'all. I've been dragging toilet paper since the beginning, even in real life, to regular people. They be looking at me crazy like I'm just hating. I'm not hating. I'm trying to help you. I'm just telling you. So, yeah, toilet paper, it's your turn. We going to get some more interview clips. I hope this man says some real egregious things in the interviews. I hope he come out and tell us all types of stuff you was around there doing, because we going to Joce it over here on the morning Joce, okay? It's your turn, toilet paper. Come on up to the front of the congregation. It's your turn. And call TD. He next. TD next. Get TD on the line. He next. See, TD think he just gonna step down and walk away. Oh, no. That don't go like that. That don't go like that. TD next. Get him on the line. Let's move on. Now, I want to get into, let's do this Charleston White bit. So, and it ain't going to be long. Remember I told y'all yesterday we talked about Charleston White. So, Charleston White was at a HBCU, and he stormed out the HBCU because according to Charleston White, he said they brought him down there to talk about snitching, and nobody want to talk about the real things in the community and things of that nature. Now, a lot of people was just like, oh, well,
to the police before we get to the systematic.
Sorry, I'm about to show it to y'all. But a lot of people don't like Charleston White because of his online persona. And to each his own. But what I was telling you guys yesterday was that when Charleston, first of all, he is an educated man. Charleston is outside of the internet persona, regardless of if you like him or not. The man is a very intelligent man. He's done a lot of work in the community. I know a lot of people don't like him, and I'm not here to convince you, but these are the facts. And when he's speaking with intent and he's speaking intelligently, you can hear it. Okay. Now, some of the stuff he was talking about at the school, he was talking about, I wanted to kind of bring to y'all attention, because when he's not in the internet character, he actually makes a lot of sense. And the point I'm making is take Charleston off the table. I used to be like this as well. We have to start practicing enough emotional intelligence to not throw the baby out with the bathwater. I I did this a lot in the past, in the recent past. If I don't like you, I don't want to hear nothing you got to say. And you know what I found? I missed out on a lot of wisdom, and I missed out on a lot of knowledge like that because my emotions. I got to stop, get out of my heart, and get into my head on certain things. And I've come to realize when I open my ears to certain people that I just don't like, I learn a lot. And even if you under the impression that a broken clock is right twice a day, you got to listen to know when it's right. You got to watch the clock to see when it's right. So with that being said, when he's doing this panel he's doing, or he's talking, he's actually making sense. This is the Charleston that the internet don't get to see, that don't go viral because they don't care about this. This is the Charleston that was probably invited to the school. Now, would I have invited Charleston to the school? Hell no. Would I invite him to a juvenile detention center? Absolutely. A school? Hell no. But to each his own. I told you guys yesterday, instead of being mad at Charleston, you need to be asking the HBCU of all of the speakers, of all of the people you could have had to come and share some sort of enlightenment or anything on these students. Why would you go get somebody who's a damn internet clown like Charleston White? That's the question we need to be asking, because I like to start at the beginning, not in the middle. Now, let's get into a little bit of what Charleston was saying, y'all. Like the video, please, and thank you if you haven't already subscribed to the channel.
Versus the racism, what conditions was you born in? Let's start there, because the white man, the system, don't have nothing to do with the club your mom and daddy met in. And the night your mom and daddy decide to have unprotected sex out of wedlock to develop you. That's where it starts, long before the systematic structure. The prenatal care that your mother didn't do, that's where it started. Was you breastfed when you got her? Was your daddy there? What kind of environment was you born in to develop your temperament where you are easily angered?
What Charleston is talking about, just to give y'all a bit of clarity, he's talking about environmental issues. I did a study on this in college when I was doing my undergrad in psychology. And I did a study on factors that affect psychology. And that's not what it was called, but I'm kind of paraphrasing. And I chose environment. And what I learned when it comes to environment, you have an internal environment and then you have an external environment. And I'm naming it that. But the external environment is the things you see. So that's your neighborhood, that's your house. You know what I'm saying? That's if you live in the hood, if you live in the middle class, that's your external environment, the type of schools in your neighborhood, the churches, the stores, all those things. But then your internal environment is what happens on the inside of your home. That's how you're raised. That's your mother, your family dynamic. How many siblings do you have? Do your mama be at home when you get out of school? Do she help you with homework? Do your daddy work? Do you know your daddy? All these things are internal environmental factors. Both of these things shape how we are today. The man, the powers that be, they know that. That's why they have full control over both. Okay? Now, what Charleston is trying to say is the external environmental factors, which are the clubs, the stores, the schools, and in the hood, has nothing to do with the choices that we make. And in a sense, he's right, because life is literally about choices. However, your choices can be swayed by your environment, both externally and internally. I hope I'm making sense. So just to give clarity to a bit of what Charleston is saying is he don't believe that your external environment affects the choices that you make, when the fact of the matter is they absolutely do. However, two things can be true. You have free will and choice. Life is about choices. So I agree and disagree with him at the same time. Y'all get the likes up.
Introduced to a man, was you abused and neglected by your mother? Did you eat breakfast before you got to school? Who taught you to read? The white man ain't got nothing to do with that. Those are your mother's and choices, decisions. The roots and the fruit are one and the same. It ain't got nothing to do with racism, because capitalism has superseded racism. Did your mama birth you poor? Do you get free lunch?
And let me say this too, because he's right. As far as the environmental factors, internal environmental factors, prenatal care, having love, shown love from parent, attention, small things that we think we take for granted, those things are extremely important to the development of a child. This is why so many adults are walking around with childhood trauma. I literally said that at the beginning of the stream. This is literally why there are so many adults walking around with unhealed childhood trauma. These are the things that make us who we are today. But at the end of the day, if we don't go internal and heal, this is why I tell y'all to go grounding too. If we don't go internal and heal, we just repeat these cycles. And we are in a time and age where we have to start breaking cycles. That is put upon us to break cycles. But cycles are repeated because of external environmental issues and also internal environmental issues. But ultimately, choice is also in the matter as well.
Because if you get free lunch, you are at below or at above the poverty level. The system has nothing to do with that. Do you have a piggy bank? Do you know banking? Could you count it? Could you read it before you showed up?
I'm sorry, y'all. The system has everything to do with that. The system, I disagree with that statement, and I'm going to let it play a little bit so he can fast forward. I disagree with that. The system has everything to do with that. Listen, the system controls our external environmental factors. The system is the reason why you live in the neighborhood you live in. It was a gradual situation from the moment the white folks came over here. When they started capturing us, making us prisoners of war, they were pushing us off our lands, bringing us, you see what I'm saying? Putting us in controlled environments. They have everything to do with our external environmental issues. Now, we have everything to do with our internal environmental issues, but they have everything to do with that. So that part I disagree with. Let me see if he caught up. Hold on. I think he should have caught up by now.
Who taught you to read? The white man ain't got nothing to do with that. Those your mother's and choice decisions. The roots and the fruit of one and the same. It ain't got nothing to do with racism because capitalism has superseded racism.
When he said capitalism superseded racism, it's kind of the same thing when I be telling y'all racism is a poor man's game. It's not to say that racism doesn't exist. It does. But what we're saying is at the lower level, it's more visible. It's more active. It's more productive at the poor level than at the richer, higher level, if it makes sense. So that's what he means when he say racism capitalism supersedes racism.
You get free lunch.
So I have another one. Hold on, let me show y'all this other one I have. This other clip that he was spitting at that I want to show y'all. Hold on. Because like I said, when he's right, he's right. And when he's wrong, I'm going to drag his ass.
How does race, class, and sex plays a part in snitching? Other races don't.
So this is what started the whole eruption. Somebody asked him, how does race, class, and whatever involve in snitching? Now, mind you, he's at a college. And this is what he was talking about. This is what we just saw. Now, somebody asked him about snitching. This is what sent him over. But let's get into his response to the question. But it's a mindset thing. If I send my child to college and you in there trying to learn about snitching, I would be pissed. You see what I'm saying? Like crazy.
The way we do. Our race have allowed, and it's only our race because a Hispanic can tell on a black, like 6ix9ine did, and still get out. And the black shaman, but he went throughout the world and still got embraced by his Hispanic culture. And you never heard Hispanic call him snitch, but he told on a bunch of blacks. Even in the drug game, the Mexican cartels tell on one another. They tell on hitmen. They give up each other. And you never hear them call each other snitches because part of the streets is, one of the rules is that there's how does race honor amongst thieves. So all of these thieves kill each other, cross one another, and betray one another. We're the only race that wants our thieves to have honor amongst them and go against one very concept that supersedes race, class, and sex, which is nature. Nature's first rule is self-preservation. When mama and grandmama decide to discipline a bunch of kids who done something and they don't know who done it, by the time they get to you to get to whooping, you say, I didn't do it, nah, and you will tell if she hit you hard enough. So most of our people who we think is bad just ain't been hit hard enough. So when you think about race, you think about culture. What Doc said, how you was raised and where you was raised is the foundation of who you are. Honor amongst thieves.
Absolutely, what he's saying. The foundation of where you was raised, it affects who you are. That is without a doubt. That is without a doubt. I'm telling you, listen. When it came down to the whole culture thing and snitching thing, I don't give a damn about it. But I saw the message in what he was saying. What he was saying is, first of all, our biggest problem is allowing everybody in our culture. But having 6ix9ine in the culture, yeah, he went in the culture. He came in the culture and snitched on a whole bunch of niggas. And he's still able to be victorious. But it's really because of how we allow people inside of our culture. But then we hold each other to these other high standards. And it's all really because we don't know who the hell we are. Okay? I just feel like when it comes down to Charleston, when he's right, he's right. And when he's really talking good and really saying something that's profound, I think that even when you don't like him, at least give it your ear to listen to see if you can do your own research. And stop letting the internet dictate your emotions. You can't do that. I know that's a hard thing to say. I know it's a hard thing to say I'm not going to do because it took practice for me. But you got to stop letting the internet dictate your emotions. You cannot do that. You cannot do that. And furthermore, most Black Americans aren't even criminals. So I don't even know why we so obsessed with who's snitching and who not. Most of us ain't even doing nothing to be snitching. Who gives a damn what criminals are doing? Why is that even still a factor? Who cares? And I ain't never been mad at nobody calling the police on a nigga who did something. Okay, let's move on. Now I want to get into Jess in this T.S. Madison crap. Y'all get the likes up on the videos. Let's move on. So Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison had some words again. And if y'all don't know, I have been covering Jess Hilarious and T.S. Madison beef for a while. If y'all wasn't on the channel a while back, which y'all, a lot of y'all wasn't, it was a whole thing, man. It was the TS's. It really wasn't the TS's versus the black girls. It was really some internet stuff. Basically, Jess Hilarious long time ago came out and said that women are the only ones who can gatekeep periods. T.S. Madison came out and said that's not true because trans men have periods. They got the going back and forth. It was a big old to-do. All the TS's came out. They pulled out all the TS Avengers. It was crazy. You had to be there. All the TS Avengers came out. Laverne Cox was out crying, putting 20 on 10. You guys, we have to get together. You guys. Donald Trump is going to take off my titties, you guys. We have bigger fish to fry. Shut your ugly ass up, Laverne Cox. We had Laverne Cox was on here acting crazy. All the TS's was cutting up. Jess Hilarious had done activated all the black women. T.S. Madison activated all the TS's. It was a battle, girl. It was a battle. Listen. If you wasn't there, you had to be there. It was going down. I was on this bitch windmilling. Black women in the chat windmilling with me. TS is on the other side windmilling. Girl, everybody was windmilling. You had to be there. Girl, we was all in it. But, you know, looking back, we shouldn't have been windmilling on each other. We shouldn't have. You know what I'm saying? Looking back, it was the enemy trying to get us to windmill on us. Now, don't get me wrong. I never mind putting my head down the windmill. Let's start there first. And anybody who get out of line will get windmilled on. However, if it don't have to be no beef, it don't have to be none. And I love my black people. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a damn who you is. You know what I'm saying? I love us all. So I really don't want us to be beefing. But when it's time to be called to action, you got to know I'm going to answer the call. Got to know I'm going to put the S on the chest. You see what I'm saying? The S going right here. You got to know that. Now, why is this important? So they had that beef back in the day. And then Snoop had came out and said that he took his child to Disney and 2 women went on an astronaut trip and came back with a baby. And then his grandbaby was like, well, Grandpa, how did they have a baby? And then he said, hell, I don't know. I was high. And then all of a sudden TS came out and was talking to the clear people on TMZ, telling them that Snoop Dogg don't get a right to say that because he had us drinking gin and juice and things of that nature. And she made a point. However, it really had nothing to do with T.S. Madison because T.S. was the Thanos for the T.S.'s. T.S. ain't the Thanos for the lesbians, for the daggers. As a matter of fact, the daggers don't need no Thanos. They the most intelligent group out of the, no shade. Shout out to the LGBTQ and all the rest of y'all. But in my opinion, the G's are the most intelligent group out of all of them. You feel what I'm saying? That's just me. No shade to the L's, the B's, and all the rest of y'all. But the G's, they don't need no billboards. They don't need no spokesperson. You ever notice the G's don't never have a spokesperson? Y'all ever notice that? They don't need no spokesperson. They don't need no billboards. They don't need nothing. It's always the other people that need the billboards and the spokespeople. You feel what I'm saying? And TS is a spokesperson for the TS's. She for the T's. You don't have nothing to do with the G's. I get it. Same neighborhood, but different houses. You see what I'm saying? Just because you live on my block don't mean you get to walk in my house. You don't have nothing to say about the G's. If the G's got something to say, the G's don't have no problem coming out saying what the G's, no, not the G's, the B's, no. The L's, not the G's. Them two though. But the L's is the strongest ones, not the G's. Not the G's. I'm sorry. Shout out to the G's. I misspoke. It's the L's. It's the L's, the lesbians. The lesbians don't need no spokesperson, but the G's don't need none either. The gays don't need none either. It's just really the T's, now that I'm thinking about it. Yeah, I spoke right. The G's don't need no spokesperson. It's the T's. But the L's is the most important, or the most not important, the most intelligent of all of y'all. But the point I'm making is TS decided to insert himself into a situation, and a lot of y'all are thinking that TS is doing this on his own. TS is getting orders, in my opinion. Allegedly, conspiracy theory. I believe TS is getting orders. TS is a mouthpiece for the LGBTQ plus community. Now, this is what the LGBTQ community do. Y'all like the video. Just like every other movement we have in America, they use us as the muscle. I told y'all this at the beginning of the stream. They find the black people, the people who have the loudest voices and the most impact, and they use us as the muscle to get past whatever it is they want to get past, and we always left stuck holding the bag. Every single time. They find puppets. Y'all call them celebrities. I call them y'all gods. But they get puppets to gather y'all up and herd y'all up in groups to get y'all to go along with whatever it is the powers that be want you to go along. And I believe that TS is one of those puppets. Now, the powers that be, they like TS, but not like that. They like TS enough to let her do a lot of mouthpiece, but not enough to give her a real Hollywood career. Hello? Neither here nor there. Okay? So, with that being said, TS has become the mouthpiece or the face, well, for what I thought was for the T's. But apparently now, TS is the mouthpiece for the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's, the Q's, and everybody else. And I had no clue. And apparently neither did Jess Hilarious. So Jess Hilarious does her Jess with the mess. I actually love that segment, and I'm not a fan of Jess with Jess Hilarious. Let me just say this too. I don't like Jess. I don't dislike Jess. I don't like her on the internet. I don't know her to not like her. I'm not a fan of Jess. But when Jess is right, I'm a backer. You see what I'm saying? So anyway, Jess saw TS respond to Snoop saying that he didn't want to explain to his grandbaby about two women going off into space and coming back with a baby. And she does her Jess with the mess. And this prompts Jess to make mention of TS having something to say about the lesbians, because Jess felt like, well, girl, you ain't a lesbian. You don't get to say, this ain't got nothing to do with you. You just supposed to be for the tease. And you know, whatever the case. Now, once TS heard that, TS responded and said, you know, she gonna drag her. And I guess that's supposed to happen today. I'm not sure. But let's get into a little bit of the clip of Jess on her Jess with the mess. And we're going to get into TS responding, y'all. Like the video.
On Snoop Dogg's comments about the Lightyear movie after his grandson asked him about two lesbians having a baby.
Snoop, you have music videos with women dancing and kissing other women, dancing naked. So why is displaying lesbian behavior in your music videos appropriate, and you are afraid to answer the question?
Now, I told y'all the last time we talked about this, TS was reading off a script. So when I tell you TS is a higher paid informant, I know what I'm looking at. I might be wrong. I don't think I am. But TS is a paid informant. You think TS, whatever TS's talent is, you think that that's how TS makes money. This is TS's real job, to be a paid activist for the community. And this is the worst part. Nobody black in the LGBT community is going to reap any of these benefits that TS got y'all fighting for. And this is not just in the LGBT community. This is in the Black American community as a whole. They did it with Black Lives Matter. They're doing it with the LGBTQ community. They're doing it with every single facet of our demise. Every single facet of our demise, they use us to fight for it, but to give it to other people. TS was literally reading the script, asking these questions. Look.
From your grand.
First of all, why is you even, this ain't even your department. They talking about lesbians having baby, women having baby, like with other women. This ain't in your colony, bitch. Goddamn. T.S. Madison weighs in on Snoop Dogg's comments.
Jess was right. Let me let it roll.
Asked him about two lesbians having a baby.
Snoop, you have music videos with women dancing and kissing other women, dancing naked. So why is displaying lesbian behavior in your music videos appropriate, and you are afraid to answer the questions from your grand?
First of all, why is you even, this ain't even your department. They talking about lesbians having baby, women having baby, like with other women. This ain't in your colony, bitch. Goddamn. Yes, ma'am.
Now, I am on Jess' side. And people are like, oh, Jess shouldn't have said nothing. Why not? Jess is a commentator. It's literally what she does for a living. See, a lot of the fans get their faves and they feel like because it's their fave, okay, well, don't say nothing about them. That's what she does for a living. She's supposed to respond to this, especially if they had an issue in the back, in the background. You feel what I'm saying? But in prior. Now, why is this important? I am on I'm on Jess Hilarious' side. Lesbians having babies have zero to do with T.S. Madison. T.S. Madison is a male, a born male who lives life and walks around in the identity of a woman. Two women, be them lesbians or straight, having babies have zero to do with T.S. Madison. As a matter of fact, I don't think prior to today, and I could be wrong, correct me in the chat, I have never heard T.S. Madison be an activist for anything for the lesbian community. Hell, I've never heard T.S. Madison, and correct me if I'm wrong, be an activist for anything in the gay community. Everything has been T.S. this, T.S. that. T.S. this, T.S. that. Now, all of a sudden, we moving over to the L's. You want to know why we moving to the L's and the B's and the T's and the G? Because that's her job. That's his job. His job is to come on here to corral up his group of sheep Well, all the people who like T.S. Madison, and you know what else bothers me about that? Most of them are black women. Black women can't escape a black man if they try to. Do you hear me? Neither here nor there. T.S.'s job is to corral up T.S.'s sheep to get everybody's energy and emotion back behind whatever movement that's going to benefit these clears inside these communities, and not even black people inside the LGBT community going to be able to reap the benefits. And that's the part that bothers me. Because you got all these black women, because they love T.S. Madison, corralling around T.S., saying, T.S., you right, not realizing they helping T.S. to help them help the powers that be take away from you. Because guess what? Nobody in the black community going to be able to get none of the benefits that any of these people in the LGBT community about to get. None of them. And I don't have to be in the community. I'm black. I live in America. I've been here 42 years. I know what I'm talking about. So the main fan base behind TS is black women. And you got all these black women giving your energy to TS, going against a real black woman. And Jess is right. TS don't have no business speaking on nothing going on with women, period. I respect trans women. I adore trans women. But a trans woman is a trans woman. That's just that. TS don't have no business talking about lesbians doing nothing. But I know why TS talking about this. TS is trying to corral her crew. TS trying to get her sheep all in order to go get their pitchforks to go against Jess, because we don't like Jess, because we like TS. But TS is using your energy, siphoning your energy to give to them crackers, to help better their life, to give them a heaven on earth. We talked about them living in heaven and us living in hell. I told you how you help assist the white folk get their heaven on earth while you live in hell. Hello? Even just by using your energy. Even just by using your energy. You helping provide them with a heaven while you live in hell. And I don't give a damn if you black and in the LGBT community. All that pitchfork shit y'all doing, all that picket fighting, all that going against your own people on the internet because you really think you fighting for you. Long story short, don't want to be the bearer of bad news, but call me Mrs. Bad News. You not going to reap none of them benefits. Them white folks using your energy, using your platform and your volume and your voice to give them a heaven while you continue to live in hell. Stop me when I start lying. And people like the TS are nothing but puppeteers gathering up all their sheep and getting their energy to get to them white folks. And this is the gag. Let me gag y'all up a little more. TS gets the best of both worlds. She gets to play like she on y'all side. Cause I'm black, y'all. I'm black like y'all. Look, I got a house where I got 3 TS's staying. So I give back. Look. She get to play both sides. She get to play like she with y'all, but she behind the scenes doing business with them crackers, siphoning your energy. And she get paid real good to do it. But that's your dog. TS ain't had no business talking about lesbians doing nothing. You can't birth a child. This ain't got nothing to do with you. Stay over there with the TS's. Puppet, puppet, puppet. This is what TS gets paid to do. Not the YouTube stuff right here. I'm just so over it. I'm just so over it. Again, it's not to have a back and forth with nobody. Like I said, I love everybody. But this division being promoted by these celebrities and these quote unquote celebrities, I'm over it. I'm over it. All of this men hating women, with black men hating black women hating black men, the gays hating the straights, the TSs hating the gays, the lesbians hating. No, the lesbians don't be hating nobody. They all really be eating y'all food. Shout out to the lesbians. I'm just over it. You know what I'm saying? I'm just anybody promoting that. I don't have no room for it. I don't. And listen, it's gonna be a lot of times I see when they promoting it when most of y'all can't. I got a different eye. My eye different. Let's move on. Y'all get the likes up on the video. Let's end this out on an educational note. Y'all want to laugh? Y'all want to see dead clear people? No pun intended. I'm just playing. Let me stop. I'm just playing for somebody come over here and say, oh my God, she's over there showing pictures of clear people who are unalived. Oh my God, somebody going to reporter. She's going to show pictures of clear people unalive. Shut your ugly ass up. I ain't mean it like that. But I do mean it in a proverbial way. So the clears in Arkansas have lost their minds because they losing their farms. First, let me start by saying this. I don't feel no ways about chickens coming home to roost. We've already talked about that. All the clears that own those farms, they have other people's land. Let me say that again. Every single clear, every single nationality of person, if you own any land in America, it does not belong to you. Every speck of this land belongs to Black Americans, foundational Black Americans, American Indians, Indians, whatever you niggas is today. Niggas. That is who the land belongs to. So whenever I see people land getting burnt down, people land getting took, and they get to crying and praying, it kind of gives me it tingles my spirit a little bit. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, these farmers in Arkansas got the crying and praying, asking Trump for help because they are in fear of losing their farms. Now, this is why this is so funny to me. I understand through Ellis Island how the powers that be rushed a whole crap ton full of boatloads of clear people into the South and other areas of America and literally had the KKK simultaneously run my people off their lands. Hello? Run my people off their lands, kill us, hang us, unalive us, do us all type of shit. Run us off our lands, put us in concentration camps that they call cities, put us in these lands, and I watched them give all our land to these clears. Yeah. The Great Migration wasn't a migration. It was them stealing your land. So when I see all these clears, I don't give a damn if it's land passed down generationally. I don't give a damn if you worked your fingers to the bones and you bought it yesterday. When I see y'all on here with this land, immediately I know it's stolen. It don't belong to you. It belonged to my people. So I don't feel no ways about it. Actually, it makes me smile when y'all get the crying. You feel what I'm saying? Kind of reminiscent of when it was when ICE came to get the Native Americans, the $5 footlong. That was a good day for me too. But neither here nor there. The point I'm making is now they afraid because of all these laws and stuff coming through that they about to lose their farms. These crackers done formed a prayer group. Do you hear me? They formed a prayer group to see if Trump gonna come down and help them save their farms. Now, everybody who
until the federal government steps.
Let me say this first. Everybody who hate Trump, he ain't all bad. A lot of things he doing that's affecting people negatively is really very positive for you, Black America. Because guess what? All this land that's about to get confiscated, if you do your genealogy, you might find that hell, the government owe you 100 acres of land, 20 acres, 50 acres. You want generational wealth? You want to be able to keep money in your pocket? You want to be able to keep a roof over your head and always have an abundance of income? It comes from the land. And that's not up for debate. The clears know that. That's why they own all of it. And we don't hardly own none of it. You get it? Now, back to this. So now they over there crying because they're about to lose their land. But it's inevitable. And I love it. Let's get into it.
Until the federal government steps in to save them, farmers have no one to turn to but God.
Farmers, in my opinion, and it's only my opinion, are closer to me than anyone else on this earth because we deal with your earth every day. Dear Lord, we're hurting you, Lord. We can't help what's happened to us.
Until the
Mr. Clear, they end up praying. Let me tell you something. This is great. This is great. This is the chickens coming home to roost. Every single one of those people who own that land have it unlawfully. It was illegally stolen. You don't get to ride off into the sunset. I keep telling y'all the clearest times is up. I told y'all that. Y'all don't be listening to me. And every single day, the universe is whooping they ass. I keep telling y'all that. Y'all don't be listening to me. Now, don't get me wrong. They're not whipping all the clears ass. If you got a good intentions, the universe ain't messing with you. But all the ones who came in with them bad intentions and them bad hearts, the universe is whooping they ass. Okay? And they doing it in front of us all. They want us all to see everybody get their ass whooped. How the thing say? He will prepare a table in the front of the presence of my enemies, or something like that. How I go? The first shall be last, then the last shall be first. Something like that. You are at the beginning cusp of that. This should be a celebration. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying go antagonize people, but you shouldn't be mad or sad about things like this. These are signs from the Most High in the universe that things are going back to the way that they should be. The Libra scales are balancing. Are you guys tracking what is happening here? Now, let me say this. We have a part to do. While that's happening, we got to be doing our part. Genealogy, getting this paperwork involved. Everything we need to do. Because while they getting snatched up off their end, we need to be coming in on the bite end with our paperwork saying, hey, I heard about that land y'all just took from them clears over here down there off of Martin Luther King Road. Yeah, I did my genealogy and found out my great-great-granddaddy owned that in 1875. Can we see about getting that back? This is what I'm talking about. You want reparations, is right here for the taking, man. The universe doing this part. All this fighting and shit we've been hollering about reparations is right here. Do your part, okay? Now, the clears was losing their mind. Hold on.
China are the two biggest rice buyers for the United. They buy more rice off of us than anyone. And when they stop buying rice, we have nowhere to go with the rice. It won't be a trickle down effect. It will be like flushing a toilet if the ag industry collapses. Totally 100% dependent on the Lord Jesus Christ. I surrender it to him.
No, you simple fuck. If you were leaving it in the Lord's hands, you wouldn't be asking for a handout. Literally voted to not feed the hungry. Jesus doesn't fuck with you. But before we go any further, I must address the MAGA idiot in the room. Katrina, yes, I do believe that food grows on trees.
I can't believe somebody said that. Do you think food grows on trees? Bitch. Did you miss kindergarten? Somebody must have skipped kindergarten. Do you believe food grows on trees? You ain't go to pre-K. See, this that environmental stuff. She ain't go to pre-K. She ain't go to pre-K. Because you know in pre-K, when you used to walk in there in kindergarten and pre-K, what's the first thing they have on the walls and stuff on the paint? They used to have apple trees. Remember? Apple trees and stuff like that. She ain't go to pre-K and kindergarten. Whoever that was who asked that, they missed pre-K and kindergarten. Because they teach you that in kindergarten. Yes, they do. Do food grow on trees? Absolutely, ma'am. Absolutely, they do. Like, what the fuck? Like, what? Girl, people are slow.
Illustrious apple, for one. I am very concerned. Katrina, the brilliant horticulturist, made this comment because I said, does money grow on trees? In response to...
Side note, she gotta be Ethiopian. Her head shaped like a 50-watt light bulb. She's a beautiful girl. Beautiful girl. And I got a funny shaped head. But girl, you got to be an Ethiopian. I know that head from anywhere. I don't know this young lady, but she got to be Ethiopian. The way that head shaped with the bell at the top, yeah, that's an Ethiopian there.
The Nebraska farmers who are begging for a check. The American taxpayers bailed them out the last time that freak was in office, and we don't want to do it again.
Shut up. We don't want to hear all that. She mad at the MAGA people. Now, this is the thing. Just like black people vote against their own best interests, the Clears did too. What his name was, Dave Chappelle showed y'all that when he did his stand-up. Remember, he said Dave Chappelle did a stand-up years ago when Trump was running, and he said he was in line. He said, and it was all these poor whites in line with their stickers, everybody ready to go in and vote for Trump. He said, and I just looked at him and said, Trump's not for you, he's for me. Because remember, I told you race is a poor man's game. But this is the point I'm making. A lot of the Clears voted against their best interests because they voted with their hearts, meaning they were so fueled with hate, so fueled with, oh, get the immigrants out of here, so fueled with all of that, they ended up voting this cracker in who really ain't doing right by them neither. Can we talk? Because remember, when I tell you race is a poor man's game, it means when it comes down to people like Donald Trump, they don't care about the poor whites neither. Welcome to the party, you're late. They could give a damn about the poor whites either. See, white status only works down at the bottom with us. That don't go no further than us. You see what I'm saying? So with that being said, they thinking they voting with Trump, but they really voting for whatever Trump want because Trump don't give a damn about them neither. So you're going to start to see a lot of white people being mad. Hell, you see it with the federal workers. Most of them federal workers who were protesting down in DC were clear. Most of them look a little lesbian, but clear women and clear people. You see what I'm saying? It was them lesbians, them clear lesbians who be dyeing their hair with Kool-Aid, with purple and all of that. You know what I'm talking about? It was mostly them who was affected. Start paying attention. Black America, start paying attention. A lot of the moves that's been made, they have been affected gravely about it. Now, they are very smart. They not going to get on here and raise too much hell about it because it makes them look weak and vulnerable. They don't want you to think that they scared. But I'm telling you now, the poor whites, they voted against their own best interests just like blacks do on the Democratic side every time. Okay? So don't think it's just a one-sided thing. So yeah, all those white people voting for Trump thinking it's going to be for them, and all of the stuff he passing is really taking food literally out of their pockets. Literally. I got another video. Hold on.
Now, I've never been as worried as I am now about whether or not my kids and grandkids will be able to carry on. He said,
well, sir, welcome to America. Well, most of us have to worry about if our kids and grandkids will come on. As a matter of going to carry on. As a matter of fact, most Black Americans on average don't know if their kids and grandkids going to carry on. Welcome to the party, Mr. Clear. You're late. Nigga. For the first time, he has a worry that he don't know if his kids and his grandkids gonna make it. Most Black Americans don't know that on a day-to-day basis. You think we post to care, Mr. Cracker? Because we don't. We don't care about your waterhead ass babies making it out alive and thriving in the world to be more racist. We don't give a damn about them little waterhead bastards. We don't care. We literally do not care about your kids and grandkids thriving in the future. I don't want to say what we really think about them thriving in the future, but you know, you get it. We could care less. Mr. Clear, welcome to the party. You're late, where most Black Americans don't know if their kids, let alone their grandkids, gonna make it on a day-to-day basis. Feels comfy, don't it? Chickens coming home to roost, ladies and gentlemen. Chickens coming home to roost.
I love you, Mr. Trump. I need to see the fruit of love. 5 of my customers have committed. That's how serious that this is.
And what bitch, if you had 5 customers commit suicide, hoe, bitch, that hoe might be in that business conjuring up souls. 5? That lady said 5 of her. Girl, wait, go back. How many? Girl, the police. Somebody need to call the police on her. Something going on.
5 of of my customers have committed.
Oh no, bitch. Call the police. Oh no. Oh no. This needs to be investigated. 5. You know the Clears don't take too kindly to poverty. But 5, bitch. Girl, call the police. I don't believe that all them people committed no suicide. I don't believe that. Oh no. I feel like an investigation needs to be started. I don't believe that. 5, I don't believe. No. 2, you might have pushed it. 5, girl, bye. I don't believe that. Nope. I don't know. I don't believe that. That lady might have did something to them people. What they look like? Girl.
That's how serious that this is.
And what it costs for us to farm is astronomical now.
I farm with paid-for equipment. All my tractors are 50 years old, and I can't hardly make this deal work. I think the tariffs are the ice cream on the cake of a perfect storm.
After a horrible year last year where most farmers in Arkansas Delta lost money, this year's going to be worse.
We made a decision to go out this year in the spring. So my son will not be the 7th generation on our farm.
We're going to lose 25 or 30% of the farmers in this country if they don't do something. It has to be done, and it's not just here. It's everywhere.
Ooh, if they lose 25 to 30% of the farmers, black people, boots on the ground, where them fans at? Y'all want to play Cowboy Carter down to the doggone concert, huh? No, let's go get Cowboy Carter in real life. Y'all hoes want to buy cowboy boots to wear to the concert, but you don't want to put them on the ground. If 25 to 30% of them lose their land, that's land, y'all. That's land. See, y'all want to play cowboy. I don't want to play. I want to be a real cowgirl. Hell that. I don't want to go to the concert and put the chaps on. I want to have the real chaps on. You get it? Because I'm about to buy me some land. I don't know about you, but I'm about to get me some land. And let me tell y'all something. This is what is supposed to happen. The Libra scales are balancing. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. All them black farmers that lost all that land, all them black farmers that got kicked off their land, all them black farmers that didn't get none of them doggone set asides, all of the stuff they put aside for all them farmers, and they let the black farmers, they couldn't get nothing. They had white folks running niggas off their land, poisoning their cows and their cattle and all of that. They had all types of stuff. The chickens have come home to roost. Look at God. Won't he do it? Won't he do it? Now, the boots was on the ground when y'all want to do a line dance. You need to be going back in there and getting that land back. Okay? Because all of that land is stolen. Every inch of it is stolen. And I don't care if they paid for it. It is stolen. The Great Migration was not a migration. It was an Operation Steal Their Land. That's what it was. It was the KKK running through black neighborhoods and in black areas, running black Americans off their land. They killed us. They hung us. They did everything to us. They enslaved us. They imprisoned us. They did it. They burned down our houses. They killed our babies. They raped our mamas and our sisters and our women. They raped and pillaged. These demon evil bastards came through each and every town, each and every place where black Americans had worked hard, built things from the ground up, and they stole everything. Tulsa, Rosewood, New Orleans, Miami, you name it. So when I see Clears are losing their land, I celebrate, I rejoice, and I am glad in it. You know why? Because I understand that the Libra scales are balancing and that the Most High is doing his part. Now it's your turn to do your part. Do your genealogy. Do your genealogy. Let's go get our land back. Reparations come in all forms. It comes in cash payments. It comes in land. It comes in resources. It comes in all forms, and we want them all. We ain't just stopping at no check. We want them all. You get it? You got to get outside and do your grounding. We got to start going back within. I told you, ye are gods. The Bible said that they are made in my image and they are gods. I'm just paraphrasing. So that means if he is a God that we made in his image, then that means that the powers he have, we got to have, right? Get outside and get the grounding. Ground, meditate, do your genealogy. That's it. 15 minutes. It ain't going to kill you. It ain't going to kill you. 15 minutes. The clears are going crazy. They're losing their land. First, it was the Native Americans getting kicked out of America by ICE. Now we got the clears losing land. This is a sign that everybody is on board. We need Black America on board. We need to be on the same page. This is why I tell you, we don't have time for hate. We don't have time for men hating women. We don't have time for women hating men. We don't have time for none of that stuff. None of that divisive stuff. We don't have time for gays against straights, women against TS. We don't have time for none of that. We have bigger fish to fry. Now is the time. The Most High does his part. The universe does its part. We have to do our part. It is imperative that we do our part. Do your genealogy. It ain't gonna do nothing for me. It's gonna do everything for you. It ain't gonna do nothing for me. It's gonna do everything for you, but it's gonna do everything for us all. Okay, we are one big Black person in America. However, we are individuals. We all have individual stories, individual ancestry. You feel what I'm saying? Individual things old. It's not one big blanket. We all got we got things that are old in one big blanket, but we have individual things we need to be going back to get. It's ours. It belongs to ours. God is moving things around for us to go get it, man. We got to get in here and go get it. He moving it around for you to go get it. The HBCUs, the schools, all of that money that was given to them foreigners and all those people who was coming in saying they was minorities, Trump moved all that out the way. Now all these colleges got money galore to give to Black students. Go get it. The same thing with the land. He's moving these people out the way. God moving these people out the way. Go get it. It's right there. All that we did 400 years or however many 100 years of crying about they don't want to give it to us. They don't want to give it to us. It's right there, my nigga. It's right there. Do your genealogy. It's right there. You just got to do your part. You just got to do your part. Do your part, and it's right there for the taking. Get out your feelings. Get in your head. Get out your heart. Get in your head. Get out your heart, get in your head. I'm telling you, it's right there for you to go get it. Shout out to everybody in the building, man. I love y'all so much, man. Y'all have no idea. I really rock with y'all. I love y'all so much. Shout out. LaForty's lit. Is that how you say your name? Thank you for being a member for 1 month. Says, hey, Miss Boo, it's my 45th. Love you. Thank you for all you do. Happy birthday, beautiful. Happy 45th. You don't look no 45, girl. Thank you so much. Happy birthday. Happy 45th. And thank you for being a member, my love. Shantae, thank you for being a member for 11 months. Says, hey, Boo, I miss you. I've been on social media detox and just got back. Miss my dolls and dawns. That's so healthy. Miss my dolls and dawns too. That's so good. And y'all too, if y'all have to do social media detox, I understand. Because girl, when I be getting off this live, I be logging out too, mentally, physically, and everything. So I get it. But thank you so much, Shantae. I appreciate you. And Dynamite Things for You. Thank you for being a member for 5 months. Says TS is an adult movie star, but wants to criticize Snoop occupation, and I seen it. Yup, I sure did. I wanted to go see the big dick bitch. I did. And if you want to know, is the bitch a big dick bitch? T.S. Madison dick longer than the I-10. Do you hear me? I'm off this piece. Bye, y'all.
Can you hear me now? Oh, let's go. It's your boy Big Chew, the voice of the beat. You know what I want? Blaze up. Come on, blaze up.
It's the beat for me.
Wah, 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 for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Drop it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Do it for your guy, for your B-O-Y. Come on, baby, we love. Lift it up.
Mr. Carroll, how you give the voodoo doll time to talk? I don't get no fucking time to talk.
Who the voodoo doll is?
The nigga you just had up here.